Right now, I'm going to talk to you guys about Jessica Jones. You're watching Visual Veils right now. I personally did not really like this show. I felt Netflix kind of dropped the bomb on this one. They didn't really... I don't know whether it was production value. I don't know. I just didn't feel it. Okay, let me get into it. When it comes to Christian Ritter, I believe she plays Jessica Jones. I don't know. She didn't really sell the character for me. This is a Marvel show, so it's based on a comic book character, and I believe that a vast majority of people did not know who Jessica Jones was, okay? This show made me do research on who Jessica Jones is, because I didn't know who she was until the show came out as a character. I did not hear about anything like Guardians of the Galaxy, another Marvel that I did not know any of those characters in that movie. So, it's, for me, she didn't sell the character. I don't know, the acting on this was... I didn't see the chemistry between her and Luke Cage, who is played by Mike Coulter. I felt he was on point. But Christian Ritter, didn't feel the chemistry between them, especially during their passionate scenes. Which is, you're like, ugh. And the worst, like, honestly, the worst person in that show... Like, I felt like she really did not need to be in the show. I didn't understand her character development of her being a lesbian. Trinity. I'm only saying that because when you look at her, you're like, Carrie-Anne Moss, you're like, number one, what have you been doing? Number two, why? Like, to me, it was really a pointless character. Her story... character development, I did not care. It was like, oh my god, every scene I was like, ugh, her again, like, I don't care. Her relationship with her secretary and her assistant, didn't care for. I was like, just get to the next scene. I'm tired. I'm tired. Every single time. Oh man, Jerry Hogarth, I don't know what the writers were thinking about writing her. It was just, didn't care for. The villain, Mr. Kilgrave. I thought he did a good job. Interesting, but my point of view is I felt like the reason that they chose him to be the villain because his powers is only mind control. You don't have to do a whole lot of special effects for a guy like that. Doesn't require any. And I think that's why they chose him as the first villain in the series, and it was very... underwhelming, to be honest. The last episode was my favorite episode of the show. I struggled at times to watch this whole season. It was like, let's get to the next one, get to the next one, get to the next one. I just want to find out where they were going. And am I looking forward to a season 2? As of now, no, not really. I'm a little bit surprised that they're already in talks of doing a Luke Cage spinoff, and for me, it's weird because Netflix, they pushed out Marco Polo, they've done House of Cards, all great shows. Well, then again, the budget is there, and also the actors are there. Let's face it. This time around, for me, Netflix didn't do it. Didn't do it for me. So for people who are wanting to decide, oh, is this something I should check out? No, pass on it. For me, Daredevil any day of the week. I'm sorry, any day of the week. A lot more interesting characters. Villain, I have to admit, I do prefer the villain in this show than on Daredevil, but I'm being very negative about this show, but I saw a lot of bad. The music didn't really like. Soundtrack in the show was kind of weak. The good, I like that they went dark. I think if you're going to do a Marvel, anything to do with Marvel storyline, superheroes, you gotta go dark. Not like Gotham. We ain't gonna get into the Gotham because that's a whole barrel of trash. We're not gonna get into it for this one, but yeah, this show did not sell it for me. So leave a comment below. Tell me what your opinions are. I know a lot of people might attack me for this, but I didn't like this show. I really didn't. I thought that the main character, Christian Ritter, Jessica Jones, I found the chemistry in the last episode. Then. That's it. All of the times I was like, what? Like, what is she doing? Like, it doesn't sell it for me. I can't see them as a couple. But there are times when, like, they don't meld. On a side note, Malcolm, for me, he was interesting. He did a great job when he was acting as a person who was addicted on drugs. He sold it for me. I didn't doubt at all what he was doing throughout the whole show. He sold it for me. His name is Ika Darville. So he's already on my checklist of if I'm watching a movie or another TV show, I'm going to already want to know what he's doing next, because I thought he was a really good actor in the show. So, third person that was interesting in the show was, for me, Jessica Jones, Malcolm, Luke Cage, and then Simpson, then Trish. Trish Walker. I don't know. I don't know how I felt about her in this role. Rachel Taylor played Trish Walker on Jessica Jones, and for me, I liked her performance better on 66 Park Avenue. This one, I was a miss for me. I didn't really care for her when she was on screen, so this time I'm like, not on my radar as of now. They didn't explain her. They didn't really have for an origin story of Jessica Jones. They didn't explain quite well how she got her powers. To me, in my opinion, it was like the last episode. Last two episodes, they started getting into it, but I find that's like way too late. You're what? The show has 13 episodes in season 1, and you're like, shouldn't we have known that at least in the middle? Like, damn, man, we waited way too long to figure out how she got her powers. Number 2, we don't know her limits. She's jumping up 4-story buildings, yet she falls on glass and scratches herself. It doesn't make sense. It's like, and then it really doesn't make that I didn't like about the show at all. It's very confusing. We don't know, as of yet, we really don't know her capabilities, what her limits are. Luke Cage, it seems that his capabilities are pretty much on the level of... Actually, no, they surpass Captain America as of now, from what they portrayed in that show. So that's interesting. But for her, we don't... When you watch the show, you're like, what are her limits? I don't know. She can't take a bullet. We know that. If she gets shot, she's dead like any other person. Yet she can jump buildings. Apparently she can heal well, but for a majority of the show, she's just bleeding, cuts all over the place. So you wonder how resilient she is when it comes to any other character if she were to fight Daredevil or anybody else. Simpson's character, like I said, you would have to really dive into the comic books in order to get a gist of what he is into the show. But as of now, it's a no-go for me. This is not a show I'd recommend to anybody, as of now. So leave a comment below, and we'll get back to another one, on another discussion about TV shows, whether it be gaming, tech, or entertainment.